Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got an incredible blend for you guys tonight, so without any further ado, because this is smelling incredible, I'm going to present to you tonight's blend, Tillula's Madagascar Fine Bourbon. And let me tell you, this place it smells so sweet right now. I'm just loving it. Now there's only two ingredients on here. It's black tea with vanilla pieces. And that's really simple, but it's so incredibly fragrant. It smells really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into this. So first off the bat, you're going to notice the liqueur is super clear. And I love this in black teas because there's very little residue. So you know that it's going to be a bit of a large, well, I don't want to say a large leaf. The blend itself has very little particulates. I love that word, particulates. Hey gamer, welcome. So it has very little particulates. There's no dust in there. You can see right through it. And there's no other ingredients that would give it that kind of murkiness. So all there is the vanilla pieces, which I'm assuming is just like chopped up vanilla bean. I don't see any. It's like really hard to see which is the vanilla bean and which one is the I don't know if you guys are chatting on Facebook, because I'm not getting, if you guys are chatting, let me know. I can't see any there we go. Snea, welcome. I wasn't seeing any like, I see there's people there, so I appreciate you guys showing up. So as you can see, this is a very dark blend, and because the vanilla bean is matching the black tea, that's all you'll see. It's really hard to pick apart what's what. I think I got lucky and put out a vanilla bean right off the bat. And the only reason why I can tell is because of the texture. Now the outside feels kind of, hey Izzy, welcome. The outside feels very, very smooth. So that's why I'm thinking that this is a vanilla bean. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's do a side-by-side comparison between the vanilla bean and the tea. It's like night and day. I mean, they're both the same color, but this one, the leaf is extremely small. It's twisted. It's visually bent and kind of crumpled, while the vanilla bean is like really long cut, really smooth on the outside, and it kind of has just that arch to it that the tip of the bean usually has. So you can see that this is going to be a nice, it's a nice fragrant blend. It smells really sweet. Like right now, this entire apartment smells like cream soda. And I'm loving it. So I'll just open up the steeped leaves. I'm still not used to having a tray here to catch the things. So I'm like, oh no, I'm spilling, and I realize, hey, I can do that now. But you can see once the tea opens. Hey Miriam, welcome. You got an ad? I didn't even know I was running ads. Maybe I can change that. I have no idea how. But you can see that it opens up. Now it looks like these are about medium-sized leaf, and it looks like it's been torn. So you'll get more of a ooh, Modoc. Now that is an ad I wouldn't mind watching. Anyway, as you can see, the leaves are open, but they are still short. They're kind of cut in half. They're probably torn by hand, because to me that doesn't look like it was done by a machine. It's not clean enough. It's kind of jagged on the side. Oh, so many leaves. But yeah, you could probably, I don't know if you can see that clearly, but you can see it's very jagged on the outside, so it's probably done by hand. And now for the best part, we'll go ahead and taste. Hey Ma, welcome. Oh, that smells so good. Ooh, okay, so all I'm getting right now, it's straight up black tea and vanilla. It's got little notes of cocoa, and I think that that's just based on the mixture. The fact that they use real vanilla bean, which is highly expensive. Fun fact, vanilla bean is the most expensive herb on the, not herb, it's the most expensive sweetener on the market per pound. I learned that one from Vanna, who's a professional dessert maker, so I take her word for it. Oh yeah. Ooh, this is good. It tastes like straight up cream soda. Oh, that's delicious. Thanks, Miriam, I appreciate that. And it looks like my freezer is open for some reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that real quick. Hard to see when the when the lights are off in the kitchen, which isn't helping my complexion. I was just trying to figure out why I was coming out so dark, and it just dawns on me now. Oh, that's really nice. There's a certain smoothness in the texture. Probably the creaminess from the vanilla. It's nice and smooth. There's a slight mouthfeel, but overall it's like really creamy. I'm loving this. And there's a very slight watery taste to it. I'm assuming that might just be because there's like the taste-wise, there's a bit of a gap between the vanilla and the tea that you usually get because there's a huge gap and there's nothing in between to like fill in the space. And you actually, well, I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but for me, it's the same thing when I drink cream soda. There's kind of a wateriness to it because you're dealing with the very hyper sweet vanilla and a lesser to an extent sweetness of the caramel. So when you have like the cream soda blended together, there's kind of a little gap in between that I taste water. It might just be that it might just be like my taste buds, but it's kind of there, and to everybody it's going to be a little bit different. And I swear, like I'm like the only thing that's missing is the fizz. This tastes like actually no, I take it back. It tastes more like sarsaparilla. And the only reason why I know what sarsaparilla tastes like is because I went to Comic-Con and they had Wild Bill's soda dispensary truck thing there, and I've tried sarsaparilla and it was I got addicted. And that's what this kind of tastes like. It's like a cream soda mixed with root beer, mixed with like a very hyper sweet vanilla to like bring everything together. It's really nice. I'm really loving this. Ooh, I love that. There's a nice little like a layer of cream that's just settling on my on my tongue, and it's like it's just sitting there. Like this is definitely a bit of a slow burn tea where the taste is going to linger, and thankfully it's the sweetness of the vanilla. There's very little astringency in there. I can taste a little bit of astringency, but not enough to like really bother me. I'm not hypersensitive to it, but when it's strong, it's strong. And this does not have much astringency in it at all. Oh, you're enjoying the video feed? Thanks. It's from a new. It's from the new camera. I was gonna say something and I just completely forgot. Anyway, yeah, that's what happens when you get my age. It's just you get old and your old man brain leaks. Happens all the time. It was something, obviously, I just said it was a slow burn tea, and then I got distracted. I can't figure out where where I was gonna go for that. Anyway, yeah. So I'm really thoroughly enjoying this tea. Now this is another blend from Tea-Lula. This is actually the last one in the series. So it looks like Tea-Lula month turned into Tea-Lula month and a half. Hey Juliet, welcome. You came just in time. I think if I say Tea-Lula 3 times, and that's when you pop up. That's the magic word. Kind of like Beetlejuice, only for tea. So we're drinking the Madagascar Fine Bourbon, and I'm telling you, this stuff is really, really nice. I appreciate that you're using real vanilla pieces. Would I try it with a little milk? You know what? Yeah, I can. I think I have some creamer left that has like a little bit of an ice cream flavor. I'll do that. I'll be right back. Now, normally I don't sweeten my teas, but because this one is already super sweet to begin with, I will put it in just a slight bit and really make this into a treat. Now earlier I was comparing it to oh yeah, I found the creamer. This is actually our second bottle. We went through the first one pretty fast. But I was comparing it to a sarsaparilla. You didn't mean to hijack the tasting? Oh no, not at all. Like this is your product, so you know best. Normally I don't sweeten it, but I think I've covered it pretty well because the taste is so profound that I could definitely go for a little bit of testing and a little tweaking a little bit. Ooh, that adds a nice layer of sweetness. Now this one is kind of like ice cream flavored, so I'm getting an extra creamy and sugary side. Don't sweeten it either. It's on its own. It's so good on its own. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I never sweeten this stuff. And the fact, that's what I was gonna say. That I appreciate the fact that you guys use real vanilla versus vanilla extract or vanilla powder or vanilla flavoring. Vanilla ice cream. That's exactly what this is going for. Or kind of like a root beer float. Or not a root beer float, a cream soda float. And it's like super smooth. And there's something, I think it might be just because of the cream that I used, but now it's got like a little hint of strawberry. Like I'm smelling a nice sweet strawberry flavored note in there. That's just, it's surprising, because now I'm getting like a strawberry ice cream float. And every time I add a little bit of something in there, it just adds another layer. Yeah, I'm using, what is this? The Cold Stone Sweet Cream to do it. And I think that's probably why it's taking on a bit of a strawberry note, because it's not just milk. You know, it's not just adding the cream and the sweetness. It's got ice cream sweetness, which is a whole new level. I'm wondering if this is like vanilla flavored sweet cream, and then too much vanilla equals strawberry. I don't know. I'm not a chemist. I'm just spitballing here. Yeah, it just says sweet cream flavor. Maybe from the black tea. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because it's got that kind of the earthiness behind it that's bringing up, tagging along the sweetness. You know what? Maybe that's filling in the blank. Because when I was drinking it unsweetened before, there was a little bit of a watery taste because the black tea and the vanilla are very opposing. That it left a bit of a gap. But with the creamer in it, it gives it a new foundation. Like it bridges the gap in between, and I think that strawberry note is really doing it. Oh yeah. And I love the way it just settles on your tongue, especially now that I have the creamer in there. It's settling nice and long, and I'm getting like it's a taste that won't quit. You know, it's a sweetness that just sits there as I breathe, and as I talk. That's all I taste is like that strawberry note. Oh, definitely a dessert tea. This is just incredible stuff. And the funny thing is, like, I was expecting something a little bit stronger because it's got Madagascar, which is known for like the heavy, strong flavors, and bourbon, which, I mean, I'm not a drinker, but like I know that it's got that heartiness to it. So I was expecting something just a little bit more on the earthy, earthy, stronger, hit you right about here kind of flavor, you know? But this is like super smooth. I gotta do the Thomas taste before I talk myself out of it. Here we go. Oh wow. As I do that, there's a new layer of sweetness. I kept it in my mouth and I like swished it around a little bit. And I got like, it went from a vanilla sweetness to a sugary sweetness. Like the only thing that was missing was the grain of the sugar. And you know, like I'm surprised because there's absolutely no sugar in the tea at all. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, it was just the vanilla pieces. Oh, excuse me, the vanilla pieces and the black tea. I'm fighting the hiccups. So the only sugar would be the sugar from the creamer. But as I was drinking it before, and I didn't necessarily do the Thomas taste, but I get a sense of it as I drink and talk that the sweetness, had I not added the creamer in there, would have been more on the vanilla side. But you know, like there's a certain spectrum of sweetness, going from sugar to like stevia and so on, and then on the opposite side of the spectrum you have like honey and what's the licorice and like that kind of a thing. So you have like two sides of the spectrum. This one hit right in the middle. Like it tasted straight up sugar, which I really appreciate because I have a bit of a sweet tooth most days. And this is about as healthy a sugar rush as you can get. Because vanilla on its own, vanilla bean on its own, has no sugar. If I'm not mistaken, like there's nothing in it. It's just naturally sweet. But I don't believe there's any like natural sugars in it. It's just something else that I think it's like the same thing that sweetens the what is it called? The stevia. Don't quote me on this. Like I'm recalling something I read, but I'm not an actual like I'm not a dietitian. I don't know the reason. I'm just trying to remember if that was what I read. And I love it. Like as this cools, I'm getting more of the strawberry flavor. It kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. Oh yeah, there is no sugar with vanilla. Like there's nothing that ends with "os" in it. You know, like there's no what is it, lactose and galactose and what other oses there are in sugars. It was just that naturally sweet flavor. And I just love how as it cools down, I'm getting like that strawberry quick. When I was a kid, strawberry milk was much better than chocolate, and I stand by that to this day. Although I like chocolate, I like chocolate ice cream better than strawberry ice cream. Strawberry milk is better than chocolate milk. I don't know. I'm weird. Oh, and also, you're not going to get a sugar rush, but you'll still get a bit of a caffeine rush from it. It's not going to be super duper heavy, because, it's not like a coffee. You're never going to get that same amount of caffeine in it. Plus, the L-theanine is going to slow down what little there is. Not to say that there is a super duper slight amount of caffeine, but it's enough to give you a little shot in the arm sometimes. Okay, I'm opening the floor. Questions, comments, anything you want to ask, now's the time. I'm going to answer Teresa's question as I usually do. What would I pair this with? Being a straight up dessert tea, I can't think of any entrees off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to pair it with another dessert to begin with. I'm thinking something along the lines of like a yogurt, a vanilla yogurt, or an ice cream, like a vanilla cake, angel food cake, something creamy, like ambrosia. Ambrosia's pretty good. Something that's just naturally sweet. Of course, anything vanilla will go well with this. Creme brulee, yes. I've never had creme brulee, but I've smelled it in restaurants, and it's something it's on my to-do list. Flan. I can see this paired with flan just a little bit, with the caramel sweetness, the cream to it. Creme brulee is amazing. Oh yeah, from what I've smelled, it's cheesecake. Yes, I'm gonna go with Miriam on that one. Cheesecake is definitely on the list. You've got to try some like flan but different. What would be the different flan? Like, I don't know. I'm sure it's a pudding of some sort, but like I've only had. Well, no, I can't say because there's like bread pudding, which is kind of sort of similar to flan taste-wise, not texture at all. But bread pudding, last time I had it was really good. Creme brulee and flans are both natural custard, are both like custard based. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, tres leches, yes. Tres leches is good. Oh my god, I haven't had tres leches in years. So Teresa, if you're watching, oh wait, no, that would be too tempting. Creme brulee has the caramelized sugar on the top. Ah, okay, so it's like a reverse flan, and then they light it on fire, and it just makes it nice and toasty. I've always wanted to be there for that. Like, the only reason why I know what it smells like is because somebody else ordered it at a different table, but I didn't get to see it for myself. Had I known, I should have just ordered it at the time. I forgot why. I forgot where it was. I'm sure that I'll be able to find it somewhere. Oh wow, and the cream is making it nice and not necessarily flambe, just torch. Yeah, like I've seen it lit on fire. Like what would I guess like the difference would be heating it up rather than setting it on fire. Yeah, I just answered my own question. And I just lost my train of thought again. Old man brain. That's just what happens. That's what it was. That it's maintaining its flavor even as it goes down. Bananas Foster. Oh yes. Oh no, it's fine. I love the discussion. Bananas Foster. There was a once again my hey, that's what I do. I just go off the rails. But yeah, once again, this was Vanna. She made this bananas. What was it? It was a Bananas Foster's something. And it was a little bit off of a Bananas Foster's dessert. I don't know why I'm saying Bananas Foster's. It's too many plurals. But no, it was like a Banana Foster's pudding cake kind of thing. It was so good. I gotta get one of those for myself one of these days. I love how this is maintaining its flavor even as it cools down. I'm feeling like nice and mellow, and it's just like that sweetness. It's really making me happy. It's affecting my emotions and keeping me energized. Of course, like this is the discussion of the tea itself does too. But I think that this enhances the experience. So this is the kind of tea that I would recommend at the end of the day if you want a dessert. Not even at the end of the day. Just treat yourself. Like, I can see myself having a bad day at work and just making a batch of this and just guzzling it. Even iced with cream. I think I could totally get on board with that. Oh, excuse me. Too many drinks. Oh, there we go again. Exactly. Treat yourself. Oh man, that's one of the things that I love about dessert teas. It's like they're healthy, so you don't need an excuse. Well, okay, no, I take it back. They're not 100% healthy, depending on where you get it. Because there's some places that have a lot of additives. And I'm not going to name names. You've already heard my choices, so I'll leave it there. That's why I say always check the label. But this is one that's just naturally sweet, and you can treat yourself and just guilt-free flavor, guilt-free sweetness. That's how I would describe this. It's really good. Oh, and I'm stuffing myself right now. I had a big dinner, so there's this huge, satisfied feeling in my stomach, and I'm kind of like wondering if I should have had a pu'er instead, to help relieve my the pressure a little bit. Oof. My God, this is so good though. Like, this is not going to last much longer. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. Thanks so much for joining me. This has been a really wonderful experience, and we're going to do more Tallulah teas in the future. I still have one in my cabinet that I haven't even opened yet. So that's going to be coming in the works sometimes. Maybe even next week. I mean, why stop the Tallulah train right now? I'll see. So until next time, have a great night, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.